TomoNews presents Charities. Cops and firefighters football charity match turns violent. Ever wanted to enjoy the spectacle of adult cops and firemen duking it out on a football field? No? Must just be Marijuana Man. Due to YouTube's guidelines on violent or graphic content, we can't show you the entire thing here, but it's available on our website via the link in the description. This past weekend, New York firefighters and cops held their annual charity match on Coney Island, with the latter winning 29-13. Proceeds from the game went to charities both emergency services support, but as you can see, they weren't exactly charitable with each other. The New York Daily News reports the fracas began when players confronted each other during the postgame handshake. One firefighter was seen bleeding after the fight broke out, while another was reportedly decked as well. Interestingly, there's no reports of anyone being disciplined for the scuffles. But what's your take? Is this the kind of sportsmanship you'd expect from New York's finest and New York's bravest during a charity match? Or should they try boxing or MMA instead of football next year?
Random acts of pasta bring free carbs to the homeless. Hey, remember Olive Garden? You know, that Italian chain restaurant where you can replace the lonely void in your heart with fettuccini. Well, one local hero in Utah discovered a way to bring Olive Garden's void-filling goodness to the people who really need it. Matt Tribe of Ogden, Utah was one of only 1,000 people bestowed with a never-ending pasta pass. It's a card which gives the bearer the power to call forth unlimited pasta for 7 weeks. But instead of giving himself diabetes, Tribe decided to go about dispensing pasta to the hungry masses. He gave pasta to the mailman. He gave pasta to his sister's baby. But most of all, he gave fettuccine Alfredo to the homeless on 10 occasions. And at 1,200 calories a plate, that's enough carbo fuel to run a half marathon. Thank you, Pasta Man!
Super obese baby rescued by charity in Colombia. Meet Santiago Mendoza, an 8-month-old Colombian boy who already weighs as much as the average 6-year-old. That's a whopping 44 pounds, or almost 20 kilograms. Santiago was recently transported from his village of Valledupar to the capital, Bogotá, by a charity called the Chubby Hearts Foundation, after his mother, Eunice Fandinho, wrote to them asking for help. Fandinho admitted she felt guilty about her son's weight, saying she gave him milk or food to calm him down every time he cried. She said she had been practically confined to her house, as Santiago was just too heavy to carry around. The Titanic toddler will now be evaluated by specialists, who will then try to bring his weight down to a more manageable level.
Firefighter deliberately killed in hit and run while collecting for charity. A 7-year veteran firefighter and former U.S. Marine who served in Iraq was killed after a deliberate hit-and-run crash in Lansing, Michigan on Wednesday. Firefighter Dennis Rodman was collecting donations for a charity in Lansing when he reportedly had a verbal exchange with the 22-year-old man. The man reportedly was upset for some unknown reason and circled back and hit Rodman deliberately before fleeing the scene. The man fled in his car and was pursued by police. He ditched his car and tried to flee on foot, but was caught by the police. The suspect has been held on suspicion of murder and felony fleeing and eluding.
Brawl breaks out between cops and firefighters at annual hockey game. New York's finest was up against New York's bravest at their annual charity hockey game. They were tied 3-3 in the third period when this happened. In violent glory not seen since Jean-Claude Van Damme had to save the Pittsburgh Penguins from domestic terrorists, everyone started beating the shit out of everyone else. They're yelling, "PD sucks," if you can't make it out. The game was delayed for 25 minutes, but by the end, everyone was friends again, and New York's Men in Blue took home the win 8-5.
Adult charity raises funds for college STEM scholarships. Remember the inspiring story of Belle Knox, the co-ed who became a porn star to raise money for her tuition? Well, she wouldn't have had to do that if she had waited until now. Porn star Mercedes Carrera recently established the Porn Charity with self-described feminist group Fine Young Capitalists after she realized her industry was having trouble connecting with charities. Carrera said her group came up with the idea after Pornhub attempted to make charitable donations for breast cancer and was rejected. Carrera's group will soon begin offering scholarships for students considering careers in STEM subjects. That's science, technology, engineering, and math. To raise money, Carrera, a former aerospace engineer, hosted a free erotic live stream featuring 5 other porn stars, which raised $1,550 from tips. She's also offering Skype sessions that would generate $100 each for the charity. You can buy a pair of underwear to raise $40, or commission a custom video to contribute $400. So far, Carrera has raised over $11,000. Applications will open for students in Canada and the US in February. Applicants will need to submit school transcripts and a short essay explaining their reasons for applying. Unfortunately, $11,000 won't even cover a quarter of the annual fees charged by top STEM universities. Do you think it's hypocritical for charities to turn down donations from the porn industry while accepting money from entities like Goldman Sachs? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Out with the Ice Bucket Challenge, in with the Boob Group Challenge! The Ice Bucket Challenge recently brought an excessive amount of attention to the disease ALS. But some people are over the Ice Bucket Challenge already and are looking for something new. If that sounds like you, then good news! Introducing the Boob Touching Challenge. The Japanese TV network is hosting an alternative kind of fundraiser, a boob touching kind of fundraiser. 9 girls are featured at the event and their boobs are all available for touching. Soon after the event was posted, a bunch of men eager for some boob touching, a bunch of men eager to make a contribution to make a world a better place rushed to the exhibition center, eager to make a difference. The donation process is simple and straightforward. Every participant first needs to confirm if they're older than 18, then donate $10 US. Lastly, clean your hands with sanitizer, and now you may touch the boobs. Participants may grope the breasts of every girl, but only 1 grope per girl. 2 gropes on a girl will give you a warning, and kissing the boobs will also give you a warning. Too many warnings will definitely get you in serious trouble. More than 5,800 people have participated in this fundraising event, and the event had raised over $50,000 over the course of 2 days. Oddly enough, most of the people who participated in this event were men, which makes us wonder, do they care more about the charity or the boobs?
Boob Aid. Japanese porn stars raise $5,000 for charity. Japan holds an annual event where for a minimum of $13 US, you get to grope the fun bags of 7 female Japanese AV stars. In February, over the course of 2 days, nearly 6,000 fans got to feel up 7 female AV stars who volunteered their times and their tits for charity. The event raised over $50,000 US. It's for charity, said porn star Hiku Sakuragai. Squeeze them, donate money. Let's be happy. So how much charity would you give to squeeze your favorite AV star's tits or bits?
Football star Adrian Peterson alleged to have taken part in orgy paid for with funds from his charity. It seems suspended Minnesota Vikings player Adrian Peterson has quite a bit in common with his team's ancient namesakes. First, he seems okay with a little violence. He's currently under investigation for child abuse after he used a switch to spank or beat his 4-year-old son. Secondly, new allegations say he's not adverse to a wild, drunken orgy or two. The football star is being investigated for funding a 2011 sex party using a credit card from his charity organization, the All Day Foundation. During the party, which included his underage brother, Peterson reportedly got into a nasty argument with one of the female attendees, and the evening descended into chaos. The day after the alleged orgy, a Minneapolis woman told cops Peterson raped her. Peterson is now on the radar of both the cops and, even more terrifyingly, the IRS. Tax fraud is a crime. His charity scam group's website looks like this after the media reported that a $70,000 US donation never made it to its recipient. It ain't looking too good for this Viking.
In today's The Locker Room, a charity softball game for burn victims in Delaware went all trailer park when a drunken husband and wife duo started brawling. Dagsboro Fire Captain Brandon Blades and his wife Cameo Blades got the charity softball game started by both getting blitzed. Brandon, with a BAC twice the legal driving limit, then apparently thought it was a good idea to start trash talking with the other team. Witnesses say Brandon then started swinging, which Brandon denies, and the festivities got underway. At one point during the drunken mess, somebody put Cameo in a headlock and tossed her to the ground. Fire Chief Brad Speakman got into the mix after the fight was already broken up, so Cameo decided to rush him from behind and sucker punch the chief, breaking his nose. Police charged Brandon and Cameo with disorderly conduct and tacked on a third-degree assault charge for Cameo busting Speakman's nose.
Dogecoin donor dishes out 14 million coins to Doge for water. Since December, it's been a Doge world as the cryptocurrency is giving away more than it's hoarded. Reddit and 4chan users tip each other hundreds of thousands just for kicks. Last Friday, an anonymous benefactor going by the name of Hood donated 14 million Dogecoins to Doge for Water, a campaign looking to provide drinking water to parts of eastern Kenya. He responded via Twitter, "I am here for the greedy, taking the crumbs and spreading them to those in need." He added the Dogecoin community had pure intentions and he wanted to help them out. The Dogecoin community has already shown itself to be charitable by helping out the Jamaican bobsled team and the trio of Indians to get to Sochi. Yo, where my Doges at? PayPal better watch out.
24-year-old Maryland native Jacob Landis was pedaling on the final leg of a cross-US charity bike trek when a semi-truck brought the quest to a premature end. Landis was biking from Tropicana Field to Miami's Marlins Park. When the mirror of a passing tractor-trailer hit him, the semi-driver, perhaps unaware of the collision, kept on going. Landis was left disorientated and unable to communicate following the collision, as his hearing apparatus was lost during the collision. He was taken to a nearby hospital by ambulance. Landis, who went deaf by age 10, received a cochlear implant that restored his hearing.
Everything kind of sounded normal almost the minute they turned it on.
Landis started his trek in Maryland on April 3rd in an effort to raise $1 million to provide cochlear implants to children who cannot afford one.
A British woman died on Sunday while trying to swim across the English Channel for charity, according to French police. Susan Taylor set off on the 21-mile endurance test from the British side of the channel to raise money for Rainbow's hospice. Swimming alongside a support boat, the 34-year-old accountant was roughly a mile from the coast of France when she collapsed suddenly. Taylor was quickly recovered and treated on her support boat. She was airlifted to a hospital in Boulogne-sur-Mer, France, but was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. A 45-year-old Irish swimmer died attempting to swim the channel in July 2012.
Taiwan's 10 hottest news anchors run ultra-marathon for charity. Those cheering on the runners participating in the Run Across Taiwan ultra-marathon may just spot a few familiar faces among the competitors. The nation's 10 hottest news anchors will run the race in relay for charity. The organizers are looking forward to having the celebrity runners shine during the race. The celebrities will also help to spread an important message to fans, one of living a healthy lifestyle and doing good deeds. The organizers hope to attract both local and foreign athletes as well as amateur running enthusiasts to take part in the event. The Run Across Taiwan Ultramarathon will take place on March 27th and will collect donations for the Taiwan Motor Neuron Disease Association. The race route will start from Taichung Harbor, pass through the middle of Taiwan along the Cross Island Highway before ending at beautiful Taroko Gorge in Hualien.
2 British charity workers had acid thrown on their faces, chests and arms by men on a motorbike in Zanzibar. Katie Gee and Kirsty Trupp, both 18 from Manchester, had been volunteering at a local school in Zanzibar. The two were walking on a street at around 7:15 p.m. in Zanzibar's historic Stone Town when 2 men riding on a motorbike approached them. The attackers splashed acid on the women before driving away. The 2 women suffered burns to their faces, hands and chests. They managed to receive first aid promptly and have not been permanently disfigured. The island of Zanzibar is popular with international tourists, but has suffered a wave of deadly protests last year as supporters of an Islamist group repeatedly clashed with the police.
A New Hampshire man is in hot water after he took the name of a charity store a bit too literally. Ruben Pavon said he saw the name of Finders Keepers in Derry and presumed that the merchandise was anybody's to take away. Pavon said he took a DVD player home one day and a couple of weeks later the stuff was still laying around outside the store, so he decided to go back for more. This time he returned with his son in tow to help him grab a barbecue grill. Little did he know, however, that his actions were being recorded by the store's surveillance camera. When cops eventually tracked him down, Pavon appeared shocked, later telling reporters he thought they probably just put stuff out there for people to take. Pavon has now returned the items and continues to protest his innocence. An excuse storeholder Laura Barker just isn't buying.